AP Bren, Coach Jeff, Coach Baum, clearly attacking the main combo, the heart of the Liquid Stampede. I would not be surprised if they also tried to trade for the Zushin. Not ban it, just go for Blue 1 Zushin.
Yeah, but if ever they go for Blue 1 Zushin, that doesn't make sense that they take away the Fredrin and the Arlet, just because if you take the Zushin blue side, TL won't get that Fredrin, mainly because that is the main, I would say, the natural predator to Fredrin right now.
I don't think that's completely true. I'm pretty sure Liquid can cobble together a way if they have like 2 out of 5. If they don't get the Zushin, Fredrin, Arlet, I'm pretty sure there's some weird combination that Tic Tac and RC have cooked up.
Yeah, pretty much.
That is just as lethal.
Yeah, but still a fact that the Zushin is the natural predator of a Fredrin. That has been tested by time itself. Now, first pick here for AP Bren.
Lance, do the Lance.
Do you get the Lancelot?
But then we're just going to have that trade, right? Lancelot, YSS over to Carl.
I think Lance Carl is more dangerous than YSS Carl.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
And we saw YSS Carl yesterday, both of which very dangerous right now. Whatever you trade up, I feel like it's a problem of comfort now for AP Bren. What are you willing to give James Panks?
There's the answer.
All darkness.
What I tell you?
We'll take the Lance.
Yep, it's still going to be the Lancelot.
This is literally choosing to give Mike Tyson the option. I'm gonna tie my hand behind my back. Like, you just say yes to that. Like, you don't let him have 2 hands.
Yeah.
You're gonna go down.
Give him one.
Bro, I'd rather not fight Mike Tyson. If I had the choice, I'd rather.
Exactly.
I'd rather not. But
you don't have a choice. This is a forced. This is like their forced snaps, man. This is a forced match.
This is a forced match.
Yeah.
In fact, it's our last match of our first leg.
In this metaphor, Carl TZ is Mike Tyson.
Carl TZ is Mike Tyson, except... Okay, you know what? That's unconfirmed. I won't say that. Zushin.
See what I tell you?
And they're going to go for Zushin plus whoever. What, Lapu? No, they're going to go for Gotcha. The CC, however, is open to take. If you're side of AP Bren, I feel like it's smart to either take that or just ban it if ever Tlph doesn't get the CC for Edward.
Yeah.
For
Lord Jam.
For Sanford. My bad.
Now you mentioned it. Pick the laps. Steal it away.
Steal the Lapu from Sanford.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to do
Did
that.
you say Edward? You triggered Sanford, dude.
I'm sorry, bro. They're just too good of XP laners.
Choose your words.
I look at 2 pictures and they say great XP laners.
And you see that.
I see them.
You see both at the same time. If the half jersey earlier, that's the half for the XP lane.
I close my eyes and I think of how I play as an XP laner and I think of them. And now the Harith plus the Uranus. You think it's a Hayabusa time for Tlph?
No. I don't think so. It doesn't have to be. I think
call me a hero.
Still the YSS.
My nation from falling
Still hot from that victory against Falcons.
Still go for the trade. That game with Falcons went all the way, folks.
Who said there are no
3 games. They do ban the chip. They don't want them shenanigans. Not like yesterday.
Yeah, and now with that chip taken away, it seems that they're focusing on the roam here. AP Bren still doesn't have their roam. And I feel like if you're going to take away options, Grok might just be a good choice as well, considering that the Yi Sun Shin kind of doesn't play well against this Grok early on.
Yeah, he's too much of a front line, like, bulwark to deal with, and you can go ahead and take that out. But then if it is a Grok that gets taken out, then what do you have left for AP Bren? We mentioned there's only, you know, maybe 5 heroes right now being picked up in that roam. You've already got the Gatakacha over here for Tlph. Chip being one of those plays that goes out, and also the Boxer that can be flexed in, even an Arlot to an extent. So what do we think could potentially come up for a roam here? We'll see if this is going to be... Where do they go? Oh, they actually ban out the Eve.
Yeah.
So they leave the Grok open.
Yeah, they are short on range here so far, even with the Yi Sun Shin. Even with the Gatot, they would rather not deal with the superior box that the Eve provides, especially since AP Bren has no mid lane just yet. Oh, by banning the Eve, what they're saying is, we would rather you Farsa. And Farsa has been, not slowly, but drastically fallen off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, week 1, there was a Farsa week, but as we move towards week number 4, Farsa has fallen off, and the Kagura has been rising. I feel like high loss could be something that Apbr would want to get just so they could get more front line and sustain for the Harith. It looks like they're going to take away the Granger first. The Lunox is still open to take. If you're Oheb, that would kind of overload the damage. Ruby is also an option considering that they have the Yi Sun-shin already.
Okay, so we'll see exactly what the play is going to be here for Tlph. You want to go ahead and play into that. Now, even with the Granger being banned out too, for gold lane options, is there a world where we see Oheb play a fighter?
I mean, you already have a Yi Sun-shin. I think the option is there, but
or the Lunox?
Will he?
But they don't have to reveal it just yet.
Yeah, they can hold on to the...
They can go XP here.
XP.
They can give 40 at least a 50-50.
They go for the Moskov.
They choose to win the map.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I would say, a safe pick for Oheb, too. There's really not much bad matchups against the Moskov as of now.
So Apbr, they still need a roamer and a mid laner. Again, we dropped all the possibilities for Aqua. In Rome, though, Xnova, what do we mention? A Hylos.
Still Hylos.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Grok.
Yep.
The Grok is still there.
Yeah, Grok. Baksh is banned out.
Batang could also be an option here, but that would mean that they'd have to adjust the... Oh, no. Batang is perfect if ever they want to go in for an early mid-game power spike.
They don't need to steal the Ruby anymore in case that was still a threat. And they go for the Grok here. And Kimmy.
Okay. This is kind of dangerous, so I'd say, considering that if 40 is able to get the Radiant Armor, that's going to be a major chunk of the damage that he could tank up. Like, the only physical damage dealing dude here is James Panks.
Yep, it doesn't matter which hero 40 picks. Like, his world is an oyster. Like, all he has to worry about is the early game on the Uranus.
Yeah, I feel like Glue could be a good option here, but then again, against the Uranus, the sustain from the Ionic Edge plus the Radiant's passive allows for a lot of healing when the Glue is hit with a split. So maybe a more standard XP lane option here.
Does he just go the Lapu? Like, is that...
Might as well,
Lapu's
right?
open. He's going to go ahead and go...
Whoa!
Wow,
All right, they bring it out.
You know
It
what?
is a counter.
This has been alluded to and foreshadowed by so many sources, like armchair analysts, the community, people in chat. Like, they've been looking for the answer to Uranus since Uranus has also slowly been building up. Well, here it is. The Shredder.
Yep, Diroth. And I feel like I've discussed this with Midnight 2 off broadcast. I told him, hey, remember back in Season 8 when Esmeralda and Uranus were technically just the kings and queens of XP lane? That was broken by one dude. It's Diroth. And I think Midnight answered by saying, right now Diroth's not appearing because it lacks mobility. So maybe that's an issue when we look at it right now.
Not just. I think he also lacks crowd control. I was thinking, if you pick the Lapu Lapu, you get the crowd control you're looking for. But I think Liquid is confident saying, we have the Gatot, we have the Zushin, it should be enough. Welcome back into the MPL, Dairon.
Oh, wow. Welcome to Game 1 of Tlph versus Apbr, our final match of Leg 1 for Season 16. And this time, the new era juggler, James Panks, would try his mettle against the GOAT himself. Tlph still on a hot streak on this YSS after yesterday's games.
Okay. Early rotations here, too. By the way, nice to see a little bit of a different Grok skin, as much as we've seen him lately. But looking at emblems, this is one of the things we're always going to have to look at, especially... oh, wow. Xnova already having to burn the early flicker.
This is a sustain Dairoth. He wants to last long in these fights and get that shred.
Yeah, I think the additional physical damage penetration from the dash of this Diroth also helps for Tlph to deal even more damage.
Even Oheb, to an extent, you know?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's why he has that... Was it Firmness? I think that's what he had in Tier 1. Just to go ahead and take that damage, like withstand some of that, because his job is to go ahead and get that penetration in, and then that might help with Xnova. They know he doesn't have a flicker, so an easy first blood here for Tlph. Whoa! Check out that turret.
And this happened elsewhere. This happened where the Dairoth wasn't. So it's clear that something went wrong in that engagement, and I think, I don't know, was Xnova shook because he flickered, and it did him nothing.
He flickered earlier.
He flickered early because he also see the Dairoth with an upgraded passive, which meant that it would have wounded him by so much, but then again wasn't very careful going to the gold lane, which meant that Tlph could deliver the killing blow. Let's look at the Infinix in-game equipment. Right now we are looking standard build paths here, but a Fury Hammer already handed over to Sanford too.
Which is almost single-handedly answered by the Pants.
Oh, already set up. Lord JM trying to get out. Oh, Sanford will land the strike he was looking for, but they'll force the Phantom Execution from James Panks, and they just accomplish what they wanted to secure the first turtle here for Tlph.
Oh my God, Sanford. He overshot, yes, but the deed has already been done. He kicked out 2 members of Apbr from contesting. I think that's just as good as worth it.
Yeah.
I would rather do that than risk life and limb to get the perfect ult.
Oh yeah, that flicker was well put for Tlph. Even if it did not land, it at least mitigated a few of the stuff that Apbr could actually pull out.
Traction Pulse going to be used. Sanji's tanky enough though, so he's going to be fine. Still giving some information, so Apbr looking to possibly get that first kill. It won't happen. And they're back to the drawing board. Right now, Tlph holding on to a little bit of a lead. Baby! Abysmal Strike, man. It hurts, but it's not enough to kill anything. Just Sanji now finally goes down after all the work. And Apbr will be on the board.
Uh-oh. I don't think I was going to flick it. All right, so what happened there? Now Xnova used his flicker the right way. They compromised Sanji's positioning, and Sanji knew that it was too late, did not use his flicker, but instead used the Crimson Beacon, and then he had to accept the fact that, all right, I'm in too deep. I'll have to give it up. Great recovery by Apbr, but that doesn't solve the situation of the side lanes. Side lanes are still very liquid favored.
Yeah, and so much so that I think Sanford could just defend that lane as well. Shizo, however, in a 3v or 2v2.
Yeah, popping his on force. Soheb will be just fine. Luckily, Xnova here too. Sanji now joining the fight. Aqua to follow, but I think it's just going to be a disengage. Traction Pulse to be able to find Sanji. Sanji still has a flicker though, so nothing to follow through.
Very tame extended team fight there in the gold lane as the invade comes after for Tlph here. Does secure his golem, and this is going to be the second turtle of the game, with Tlph establishing great position around that objective already.
We'll get the Consecrate out. Lord JM has to flicker though. Here's the response. Second turtle of the game is going to come up. Little SOD thrown out. Both gold laners still fighting it. Xnova going to be in trouble. Oh, he gets away. He had to use the tech charge. Carl wants to go in, has the Mountain Shocker, but just zoning them out from the objective. Turtle the focus here.
James.
Lord Jam trying to help. They're just trying to keep James Panks at bay, and JP will do his job. Attraction Pulse to bring him back. But all this to let Carl TZ secure the objective.
Even if it looked like Liquid overshot, again, it's the same concept. You take what Sanford did earlier at the 2-minute mark where he flickered and used the Abyssum Strike and hit nothing. This is the same. Liquid used their ults to zone out Apbr to get what they wanted and get a 2,000 gold lead. A majority of which is, oh my God, Sanji! He's fine, all right. So a majority of this is currently on 4D and Carl TZ. Last time I checked, Carl TZ has like 800, 1,000 on top of James.
And the last time that Dairoth was played in the MPL was way back season 13 in the hands of Flap TZ in a game between RSG and Falcons Apbr. And correct me if I'm wrong, the Aurora and the other debut pick from earlier today was also from this series. RSG FCAP.
That was season 13.
Yes.
13.
A year and a half ago.
There must be something in the air, man. Nostalgia.
Nostalgia, new heroes. I mean, not even new heroes, just a revamp on that Ionic Edge, enough to put Uranus back in the map. And now looking at the map, it's 1 minute before the next big objective, and it's a 2K Tlph gold lead within the first 6 minutes of the game.
All right, so the gold has also moved on to Oheb. He's about 500 up on Shizo. So Shizo is struggling. That's no understatement. At some point, I think when Shizo gets his second item, they can start fighting back, but he's going to have to work with Xnova to get the perfect hit, because I don't think Aqua's traction pulse is enough to pin Tlph down.
Okay, James Panks taking a little bit of damage. He is 2 levels behind. Mountain Shocker's going to be able to find him. Phantom Execution goes under. James Panks is gone, and Sanford is still alive. Lord JM couldn't do anything to help him.
Oh, wow, and they're still going to go for it. 3v1 here. Lord JM forced to flicker. And he's still gonna defend.
That's what you get with a sustained Dairoth 40, just refuses to fold. They get that push, and this is just the bottom lane. It's the same lane where the turtle spawns while JP holds down mid. That's what this 3K gold lead is getting.
Oh,
wow.
Nova jumps in. He's able to find Carl TZ with the traction pulse, and Sanford could be a next. Oheb joins the fight, but not enough. Without fight, that initiation from X-Nova will get them the turtle.
Did I not come from the future? Did I not say if ever Shizo was going to be part of things, he would have 2 items and it would be off of X-Nova's initiation?
And what a flicker play as well coming in from X-Nova. Finds Carl TZ in a tough spot and a great engage as well coming in from Aqua. That's one of the combos that you actually get when you pull off this Kimmy with any engage tools. Long range secondary engage.
Looking at the items, again, what did this do? It made that gold lead by Liquid kaput. Carl TZ just built his War Axe, and he's about 700, 600 up from James. And James ain't sweating. James knows that this is a situation where I have to farm up and then wait for the rest of my team to keep fighting.
Playing under the turret here.
Wow.
No minions, though. So Traction Pulse wasn't able to find who they wanted to. Tlph will still hold on to that top tier 1 turret. But look at the little push going on here, too, with Sanford. Not sure if he's going to be able to grab more, but they're playing around the map now, and also just at this point protecting Oheb.
It's actually insane that AP ran out of that one engage, just flipped the script. Now Shizo.
There's the jump in. Also in the jungle, Carl TZ could be in trouble, but luckily Sanford was there.
James.
He's able to take out James Panks, but JP falls. Now Oheb will pick up a kill on X-Nova. Sanford jumps in to get the double. What happened to AP Bren? They fell apart on the top side of the map.
The Apex Predator finds the big, she's in the back, and there's nothing AP Bren could have done. And now Lord J and Mr. 50-50. I don't know if the Uranus was the right call here. Oh no,
he's okay. He's okay.
He's okay.
He's okay, but the map is not.
The map is not okay, Lord JM.
And just as fast how AP Brand toppled that 2K gold lead from Tlph. Tlph gets it back in less than 2 minutes. It even grows it back to 3.5.
Doubles it almost. And that's what you get when you have a lineup that more decisively finds wins than AP Brand's. Yes, AP Brand won that last engagement here in the same pit where the Lord is now, in the bottom lane. But they only got that because X-Nova decisively initiated. But what if it's the flip? What if it's Liquid who sets you up? And it's so much easier for Liquid to set you up because why? They have better vision. And that's going to happen more often now.
And looking at the items right now, that's an endless battle pickup on James Panks. This might just be crucial. JP stuck between a rock and a hard place.
He's going to jump out of here. He's still holding on to it. Knows he's healthy enough, tanky enough. The fight for the space around this Lord is what AP Bren wants to do. They don't want to just clearly give up Tlph's positioning on this.
And that is also another thing AP Bren wants. Not just the perfect initiation, not just the right order of skills coming through, but also the space, because they're also very reliant on that. Shizo wants a Zaman Force to happen here. Lord JM wants the back line to be able to, clump up so he can get stacks on him. And James Max needs them to be in a certain order so that he can dash on through. Puncture, puncture, puncture.
Oh,
but look,
Sanford?
Fordy's trying to break that formation.
Okay, again, zoning potential. Consecrate's going to be popped. So now with this, Rampart was dropped down. The Lord will go for a reset. But AP Brent's still in position. Oheb actually just going to stay in that mid lane, push out some of these minions here.
No Shizo too for AP Brent. Has to take his time to walk back to the Lord pit. Half HP on this Lord. Looks like Tlph.
They're just going to blitz it. They know they have the opening. Carl TZ will get the Lord. X-Nova goes in with a tech charge, but won't be able to find anyone.
No.
Gets Mount Chuckered, and Oheb comes in to get the kill. So Tlph got the Lord. They got the kill.
And the flicker too.
Out of order. The order of things for AP Bren was out of order, and Tlph, they scrambled them, and look, they're still pushing forth.
Okay. They got this Lord coming up top. AP Bren trying to hold on. They're going to lose that tier 2 already as Oheb's knocking it down in the bottom lane. And so we have to see, can AP Bren defend against us? They still got the shields. Yeah. There goes the bottom one. Mid going to be next to follow.
Top doesn't have it, though.
I do think AP Bren have to choose very specifically how they defend, because Liquid have a kill angle. Liquid have all the important flickers they need. And they're going to starve AP Bren. They're going to use this 6K gold lead to try and force a push. If top lane doesn't crack, I think bottom should be Liquid's next best bet.
Shizo still has that Zaman Force. Lord will be marching and crashing down on top lane, and they're going to use that Earthen Rampart to buy a bit of space, but will it be enough though? It looks like that's going to be an inhibitor turret going down.
So they get that. Oheb working on the bottom. James Panks half health, takes a little bit of damage, but cleared out the minions. So still, they only lose that top turret for now. TLPH, even with the lead they have, they still have to respect it. They can't get the base fully down.
Yep, that's one inhibitor turret in the hands of TLPH already with their gold lead going double once again. Going at 6K right now. They went to 2 to 0 to 4 and now at 6. TLPH knows how to make sure to starve AP Bren in their own jungle. They can't even get their own buffs at this point.
Impressive work by the Apex Predator. He's on top of the damage leaderboards, given that he deals percentage exponential damage. He is a tank shredder, and in front of AP Bren are Lord JM and X Nova. Those are the perfect bits of prey for Sanford to try and shred through. He is building tank. Legit, he just wants to be able to get those stacks on and get his skills on and get out alive. Like, that is what he wants.
The last time that we saw this was, I think, during back to MSC 2022, where Kid Bomba used to play this a lot. D-Roth with a Fury Hammer and full tank, and paired up with an Irithel. This was lethal back then.
That was 2024.
Oh, 2024.
That was Kid Bomba's very first MSC.
Yes.
And
I was trying to think.
That was too big of a throwback.
Yeah. So, and I also like to say that if ever Dairoth, again, just thinking, since Liquid are halfway to winning this game, if Dairoth were to actually come back into the metagame and show up in the jungle, this is how you do it too. You also build a sustained Dairoth.
Just a tanky.
Yeah, in case
tanky Dairoth.
In case tanks just get out of hand, this is the perfect antidote.
Yeah.
In addition to the carry.
And of course, it just turns your regular physical damage dealers into natural shredders. He basically transformed this lineup to tank melters just by including this Dairoth in the lineup. And now AP Bren, they have to defend against this Lord. I feel like it's not yet time for them to fight for this Lord unless X Nova finds more than one target, including Carl TC on that tech charge.
Might be able to. X Nova given the information alongside Lord JM. The rest of the members will go ahead and rotate for this, but it's even TLPH not fully committing to this. A little bit of a reset. There's the traction pulse. Not going to be able to find anybody. Shizu could be in trouble though. Drops the Zaman Force. Has to purify out of it. So there's some resources that AP Bren needs are down. Look at Sanji playing up front
James
here.
Banks.
Sees James Banks. This might just be a clear sign for them to take. They're going to blitz the Lord.
Okay, here comes the Lord take coming in from TLPH, and that's going to be a Lord secured by Carl TZ, and now AP Bren is on the run.
Oh, that didn't land Mountain Shocker though, but it's Lord JM. He's tanky enough. They don't want to follow through. Zaman Force drop. Sanji will go ahead and beacon on out, but TLPH accomplished it. They got the Lord.
Liquid pull the same trick. AP Bren struggled to put up a box, and that is exactly what AP Bren wants to be able to. Oh wait, Sanford.
Sanford.
All
okay.
right, Flicker's on out. He's fine. That is what AP Bren wants and needs to fight back. Aqua, he's firing in a straight line. Box. Shizo drops the sword. That's his box. James Banks, puncture. That's their box. So Liquid are so good at breaking that with their kit that AP Bren just get a non-starter. Like, all of these inhibitors are going to fall after this Lord is taken care of.
And then they have 3 big waves here for TLPH. Still Mega Minions, which means TLPH could potentially get 1 or 2 inhibitor turrets out here. But the battle spells are available here for AP Bren. They could go and defend aggressively, and they will.
Okay, you know what? Fortunately, AP Bren have a great wave clear damage profile. Aqua can clear safely. James Banks can puncture, and then safely get out of there. If the coast is clear, Phantom Execution in. Shizo currently is sitting at, all right, well, 5 core items now? So he's on his way.
Yeah, and honestly speaking, in terms of damage, you could barely feel the difference if it comes to burst damage between a Harith and a Moskov. But prolonged team fights, however, that's going to be a very different story. TLPH has insane prolonged team fights right now.
And this is tough, because Shizo seems to be building a different Harith than we're used to seeing him build. He is prolific as one of the Enchanted Talisman Harith. But here, he went the old-fashioned route. He built it the same way most people do Harith. Starlium Scythe, Holy Crystal, Feather of Heaven. I wonder if that's something to check in on, because with the Enchanted Talisman, you get that earlier power spike. Here, AP Bren, I think they've just relegated themselves to actually fighting in the late game.
Oh! Oh, man, that's tough. James Banks has been behind by 2,000.
He's buffless.
And now he's buffless, too.
Double orange for Baby Cakes.
Oh, man. This is... Well, if Avery Bren just kind of like waits us out, you know, you're 30 seconds away from the Lord, I still think it's weird because, yeah, even this massive lead that TLPH has, it seems like there's something working here for AP Bren's lineup, at least if it comes to the defense. Now, maybe they're in a better position where they just don't contest even this next Lord, or are we going to find them do the dance again with them? Because now you have some of these defensive items coming into play. Oheb just got his win in nature, and still, I think the box, as Leo was mentioning earlier, is set up so well from TLPH to go ahead and fight into, where AP Bren isn't able to execute theirs.
And even if AP Bren can put up a box, Liquid's 7K gold lead is enough to break through it. So it's up to AP Bren to find a way to recover mid-fight, to find a new target in case Liquid scrambles. Because if Liquid scrambles, AP Bren has to follow through, and that's what's so difficult. Besides the gold lead, AP Bren has to follow to TLPH's flow.
And so far, in terms of flow, AP Bren, they do fix the issue that they have, buys themselves a bit of time by clearing out the top lane, but that's around a minute or so only. They'd have to send someone back there to clear out the minions once again, and that's an obvious advantage for Team Liquid Philippines here. And she's already caught between JP and that purple buff, and now it looks like they're going to reset this Lord once again. TLPH knows they have the long lane advantage.
And that is one of the more unfortunate things, the long lane. Mind you, Oheb is keeping himself scarce, so AP Bren are scared of the fact that he might just be around the corner to threaten the backdoor finish. They are afraid of the potential, not even the real truth of where Oheb is. They don't know that he's in the Y brush.
And he's patiently waiting there. Lord's at half. Oh,
that's why Shizu's here. That's why Shizu's here.
He's got to stay there, but they can't commit to it either. I mean, they don't want to.
Yeah, they don't want to because they're waiting for someone to show up here. And now that they've seen the Kimmy, this might just be the time for TLPH.
Oh, they're going to blitz it. It's going to go for the reset because of the Rampart again, though. So good usage there. They might just force a fight. Xnova takes some damage, still holding on. He's going to get thrown with a lantern. The base is going to be worked on by the minions, though. Even though it's just a few, but they're going to force a fight anyway. Xnova is gone. Oheb will go ahead and flicker on out. James Panks on the hunt. He popped the Winter Nature. Oheb's going to be fine, and now James Panks will pick up Sanford.
No way.
But they're going to get collapsed down on. Sanji's still trying to help them out. There's the Spear Destruction. A triple for Sanji.
Oh my God.
And they're still going.
Ooh.
Maniac.
Savage.
Give Sanji the Savage. He'll get it to clean him up. What a team fight for TLPH. And now they'll go ahead, clear out the top, make their way to the base of AP Bren, and take game one in this best of three.
Chef Sanji securing his own Savage. Game one goes to TLPH.
He cooked up a 5-man wipeout, and Liquid ate good. The second Savage is Season 16. Once again from a mid laner.
Yeah. Yue got the first one, and now we see it in the hands of Sanji. Correct me if I'm wrong, that was a Kimmy from Yue that got that first Savage, and now he's Zhu Xin getting another Savage in Season 16 of MPL, both of which with a Sky Piercer.
You know what's beautiful is the fact that Liquid's plans were so honest, and again, from our point of view, it was a catch-22. They were just waiting for someone to show up. If they did, they would blitz it.
Yeah.
And then Xnova hit with the reset. Since that happened, they were like, yeah, no, our minions are superior. Let's force them into a 5v5. If they don't visit, they lose their base. If they fight back, they lose because we have a 7K gold lead. This was genius.
Yep, and that genius gave them game one. Our MVP once again would be Sanji showing up the lights in this game with the Zushin performance, getting a Savage, not just that, but also burning a lot of crucial battle spells out of the roamer of AP Bren.
I love the way he built this Jushin too. Obviously he had the stacks there with the Sky Piercer, but tanky enough, even with the brute force, to just be able to take some of that damage himself. You know, even with the emblems that he ran here with Brave Smite, like he's able to go ahead and hold his own. But then, how many times did he not burn the flicker when he just held on?
That brute force breastplate was Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I think that was the one bit of his kit that made AP Bren so frustrated. He's like, why is he dealing more damage? Why is he so fast?
Why can't we kill him?
Why can't we kill him?
And why can't we just stun him up? Let's not forget the crowd control
Oh my God.
reduction.
The resilience.
The resilience too. It's just such a good item on this on the context of having so much crowd control as well coming in from Apbr. Soft crowd control even that you just mitigate so much and you just survive off.
Yes. As these highlights from Chef Sanji play out on his road to his Savage, mind you, folks, this is a public advisory. You do not automatically always just build brute force
That's
on
true.
Zushin, lest you collect the ire of your teammates and get reported because you're wasting gold on an item. The only reason why Sanji was able to do this is because they had a clear plan. They really wanted to force this long engagement here near the Lord Pit. And again, put Apbr in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, double jeopardy. And that's why that brute force breastplate was so key. I need to see the rest of the item split to see what he sacrificed, to see how to make that BFB worth it. Because most times, whatever missing item that was there is more important than the BFP.
Yeah, this was just mostly to survive the Lancelot as well. Or maybe even survive the crowd control coming in from this Rock. But though, it didn't feel like a long game, if I'm being honest. That felt like a 15-minute game. But that was almost 20 minutes of pure MLBB action. Let's not forget, this was also the debut game of Sanford's Dairoth, making a comeback after 500-plus days. Season 13. That was the last season that Dairoth was played.
Joseph, are you ready to see Dairoths in ranked?
I'm okay with it, man.
I've been doing too.
You know, like I always like it when you have a shakeup go on, and I was wondering like what is gonna be that solving hero for the Uranuses, the Groks that have been popping up, some of those more tanky heroes. Well, Dairoth has always kind of been that, but also look at his build. Like he literally just had the Fury Hammer, and that was for the early game laning that he had against Lord JM.
And held down.
And he held on, and then he just went basically tanky boy.
All right, so can confirm it was the Lantern that Sanji juggled.
Yeah.
But mind you, that slot is also very negotiable. That's where you usually put also the Winter Crown. The slot where you put in the Immortality if you need to juggle with. So yeah, no, Sanji kept this very close to the chest, and his economics was sound to be able to build this BFP.
Yep, and so far for this game as well, we did see Apbr have glimmers of hope. I feel like even the last team fight, they were dealing sufficient damage. It's just so, it was already too late. As you said, it was double whammy for Apbr. Tlph had win conditions left and right, and wherever they went, it was a win condition for Tlph anyway.
Yeah, even looking at this once again, it's like Tlph. It's not even just the Dairoth. Like, Dairoth was a big part of it. Obviously the way